All right, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into a band you might not know, but you definitely should. Calamari Union, straight out of Spain.
And let me tell you, these dossiers we've got, they don't disappoint. This is like raw, unfiltered band history. No glossy press release stuff here.
I know, 2 dossiers spanning a few years, some incredible concert photos, blurry, but you can feel the energy. And then there's the music itself. Lyrics from their debut album, Extraños. Ready to get into it.
Oh, absolutely. Where do we even start?
Let's rewind to the early 90s Spain. This band, they hit the scene originally as Cave Canem.
Café Canem. I kind of like it.
Right, it's got a ring to it. But then 1994 happens, and boom, they rebrand as Calamari Union. Bold move.
Name changes, they're risky, but sometimes it's the sign of a band truly finding themselves. Like you can almost hear the conversations, trying to figure out their sound, their image. The dossiers hint at some classic early struggles too, lineup changes. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah, the will we ever find a bassist struggle.
Exactly. And of course, those early gigs playing wherever they could just to, well,
Keep the lights on.
oh,
Paying their dues.
exactly. But then 1997 rolls around and things start to shift for Calamari Union. They win this grant, and we're not talking about like $100 and a pizza. This was a game changer.
Studio time.
Big time studio time. Professional recording, the whole 9 yards, and they don't waste it. They pour their hearts into recording their first demos.
Smart move. Gotta have those demos. Did it pay off?
Big time. Gigs started coming in, bigger venues, and then 40 Principales Asturias get their hands on a demo.
Okay, for those of us not up on our Spanish radio history, set the scene.
Think of them like the tastemakers, the station in Spain for new music back then, getting airtime on 40 Principales. That's how you got noticed.
No pressure then. So did they become the next big thing?
Well, that's where things take a turn. They not only got airtime, they won like several of these big 40 principal competitions. You can imagine, suddenly everyone's talking about Calamari Union. Then one of those demos, it lands on the desk of a Sony Music A&R rep.
No way. Sony Music, the big leagues? That's huge. What happened?
Okay, get this. The A&R rep, the one who heard something special in their music, vanishes. Gone, like a ghost. Disappears from the industry entirely.
You're kidding. What?
I know, right? It's crazy. Poof. Like a music biz mystery for the ages.
Hold on, I need a minute to process this.
Yes.
Sony Music, gone. Do they even know? Did this affect their music?
Yeah.
Maybe Extraños is their message in a bottle. Okay, so we've got this band, Calamari Union, on the verge of maybe superstardom, and then poof, it disappears. Makes you think their debut album, Extraños, has got to be full of stories, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the title itself, Extraños, meaning strangers, it's like a thread woven through the entire album, but it goes way deeper than just like meeting someone for the first time.
Oh, how so?
It's about how relationships, time, even our memories can turn the familiar into something strange. Like you're a stranger to your own past, to the people you were closest to.
Whoa, that's deep. Do they have a song that like really captures the stranger's vibe?
Well, there's this one. Siete meses. 7 months. It just kills me. It's all about lost love, regret, that feeling of time slipping away. Just heartbreaking.
Okay, now you got to share some lyrics. Hit us with the good stuff.
Okay, so there's this one line. Siete meses han pasado desde entonces. 7 meses y ahora quieres encontrarme. It means 7 months have passed since then. 7 months, and now you want to find me.
Man, the weight of those words. It's like they're singing right to your soul. Makes you think about all the what ifs,
Totally. And they use repetition so effectively, like that siete meses coming back again and again. It's not just about counting time. It's that feeling of being, I don't know, haunted by the past.
It's like when you run into an ex and it's all those awkward silences, all the things you don't say.
Exactly. And if siete meses is about the past, then todo sigue igual, everything stays the same, is pure present tense. That feeling of being stuck, in a rut.
Ugh, we've all been there. Tell me they didn't write a song about that feeling, too.
Oh, they did. And it's brilliant. Musically, they use this repetitive, almost hypnotic guitar riff that just pulls you in. And then the lyrics, empiezo a sospechar que todo sigue igual. Meaning, I'm starting to suspect that everything stays the same.
It's like they're singing about like everyone's Monday morning.
Right. Calamari Union, they just get it. They tap into those universal emotions, those shared experiences.
Okay, we have to talk about the title track, Extraños. What's the story there?
So if Siete Meses is about lost love, Extraños is about like love that's lost its way, where you change so much, even in a relationship, that you almost become strangers.
It's like that feeling when you look in the mirror and you barely recognize yourself. Like, who is that? And not in a good way.
Yes. And the music, it just matches that feeling perfectly, melancholy, almost haunting.
I'm so ready to hear this album. Like, lights off, headphones on, just absorb it all.
You absolutely should. But before you do, we have to talk about Isabella After Hours.
Oh, yeah, this one is catchy.
It's one of my favorites. Probably their most emotionally complex song, too.
Really? What makes you say that?
Well, at first it sounds like a classic love song, longing for someone you can't have. But the lyrics tell a different story. It's more about longing for something you've lost within yourself.
Now, that is interesting. Break it down for us. What did they say that made you think that?
There's this one line, buscando en la noche lo que perdí en la luz, meaning searching in the night for what I lost in the light. It's like he's searching for a piece of himself that's gone missing.
Oh, wow. I feel that. And Isabella being like a metaphor.
Exactly. She could be a person, a place, even a time in his life, anything that represents that lost part of himself.
And we, the listeners, get to decide what Isabella means for us.
I love that. It's all so layered. And knowing what we now know about the band, the struggles, that near miss with Sony Music, it definitely adds another layer to their music. Seriously, though, that Sony thing makes you wonder what would have happened if they'd signed them.
Right. Talk about a sliding doors moment.
Yeah.
Would we even be listening to the same Calamari Union?
Would they have, been pushed to change their sound, lose that raw emotional edge? Totally. Or would they have said, nope, this is us, take it or leave it?
And maybe that's the point, right? We'll never know. But listening to Extraños, you really do get this feeling they held nothing back. All their struggles, hopes, those what-if moments, it's all in there.
100%. It's like holding a piece of their journey, And that's what makes these deep dives so fascinating. It's not just about the music, it's about the humans behind it.
It connects you to the music on a whole other level.
For sure. And I think for a band like Calamari Union, that's what they were going for. That raw, emotional connection with their listeners.
Well, our listeners have definitely got the backstory now. The themes, those make-or-break moments. They're ready to experience Extraños in a whole new light.
Totally. It's like we've given them the cheat codes to this incredible album.
So as our listeners hit play on Extraños, we have one final question for you all. If you could ask Calamari Union one question today, knowing what you now know, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. What was their biggest musical influence? Or did they ever hear from that Sony rep again?
So many questions. We could keep going, but for now, we'll leave that with you. What mysteries are you curious about? Let us know. Until next time, happy listening.